company this Ramadan.
Welcome back. You tuned into Mid Morning Talk with me, Mariam Mia, and we're into early afternoon. We are trying to raise a beer. Understandably, things are very, very volatile in Jerusalem, but we will continue. She was actually out distributing aid in the Al Azariah district, but I'm glad we had earlier we had difficulty, or my next guest who is an educational activist, Hendrick Makaneta, he's joining me and we're speaking about the alarming reports that all over the citizens, the Daily Maverick, Right to Read, about 50% of grade 3 learners cannot read a single word, and the need for binding national literacy regulations to ensure that every child reads for meaning by the age of 10 years old. Good afternoon, Hendrik, and welcome to Good Morning Talk.
Uh, Good afternoon, Miriam, and thank you very much indeed for having me.
So tell me, what do you make about the recent report and the shocking revelation that so a 9-year, basically a grade 9 would be a grade 3 learner would be a child of 9 years old, and they saying that this is not even competency in literacy. They saying that 15% of grade 9 learners cannot read a single word. This is concerning statistic indeed. Can we have your input and a view on this?
Yes, indeed, it is a cause for concern that in this day and age we have got learners who are unable to read for meaning. And that can only be attributed to the lack of support in the foundation phase. You know, our education system seems to be designed to focus a lot on grade 12 rather than on lower grades. And I think that it's about time that the minister, along with her assistants, the Council of Education Ministers, should do something about this to make sure that we can give our learners a chance to fully create a future for themselves.
Tell me, what is the attributing factors regarding this? Is it our curriculum that is lacking? Is it the lack of support for our educators? What is it not enough being invested in ECD programs? Or is it a multifaceted problem that has led to the situation? In your opinion, what is the reason for these alarming literacy levels?
The main reason is the fact that highly qualified teachers are often found in the higher grades. If you go to grade 12, you find that each and every teacher is highly qualified. But if you look at the ECD, our early childhood development, programs, anyone can even teach there. You don't find highly skilled and qualified teachers at that level. And that often translates into, the foundation phase as well, where you find that in grade R, right up to grade 3, you don't really find highly qualified and specialized educators. But at the same time, the mother tongue, education has actually proved that, learners can actually learn better, when they use their mother tongue. So the fact that when they move into grade 3, they start using English, that is something that, makes it a bit difficult for our learners to be in a position to read for meaning.
I agree with you when you say that our focus is on FET phase in the schooling system, grade 10 to 12, where we put our most experienced educators are there, most qualified, and yet at the beginning, it's where it all starts. That foundation is so vital, so essential, yet, like you said, we don't have adequately experienced, qualified educators. And also, I think in terms of professional development and learner support, there's not much happening in ECD and foundation phase in terms of upskilling those educators in terms of for improving not only literacy skills but numeracy skills as well. And also, I think, like you say, mother tongue education, especially in ECD, is vital. It's important, but also then in terms of support and supporting the child to transition from your mother tongue language into, for example, English. They needs to be, I think, a concerted effort to help them in that regard as well, because um, when I often ask somebody a question: when you're thinking your silent thoughts, in what language do you think? And most of them, you yourself, Hendrik, now when I'm speaking to you and you're thinking to yourself, you think to yourself in your mother tongue. You don't think in English, or you see you smiling. And I think
Yes.
that's so important, because that transition between English and, say, mother tongue, uh, but they should be more focused in terms of that as well, given an understanding to this.
Definitely. I think, Miriam, we really need a strategy to assist our learners to improve when it comes to literacy, particularly reading for meaning, but of course, numeracy as well. We want to encourage the department to also make use of the non governmental organizations that are actively involved in the work of education, or in the work of improving education in the country. Perhaps a national strategy can certainly go a long way. Of course, learners come from a wide range of, provinces. But if the minister can develop a, a, a strategy that can be utilized, especially in the foundation phase, certainly we may see these figures, dropping down. The figures of learners who are unable to read for meaning. But at the same time, you are quite right. It's very important for teachers to get ongoing support in the form of workshops, thoroughly so. These workshops, which happen regularly, in the main, they are happening at the FET level, as you correctly asserted. And we think that they are required as well in the foundation phase. Not that they are not there, but I think that there are few. There are fewer workshops that are run at that particular phase than in the FET phase.
Hendrik, we are ran out of time. I would like to get you again for a longer time, perhaps when I do my afternoon segment to discuss this. But I think we're both in agreement that in order to address this, well, I call it a reading crisis, a literacy crisis in our education system, we need to engage all stakeholders, including NGOs, PBOs, government, parents, all the stakeholders in education, and come up with a concrete, consistent emergency plan right now, instead of putting policy and then it's going to be 2 years later to address the reading crisis that we currently face. So I'd like to get you on, but thanks so much for your time in unpacking and the critical issue that we are discussing. That's the 15% of grade 3 learners cannot read a single word. Thanks so much, educational activist Henry Makaneta. We're going to take a short break, and then we managed to raise Dr. Abir Zayad live from, I think it is Jerusalem by now. Last we spoke to her, she's in Al Azariya, but we'll find out and we'll connect with her after the short break.